Everybody, we're back once again. NFL 5 weeks is over. It looks a little bit like to me that parody stuff or whatever might be playing out. And some of the stuff like we were talking about earlier, where you never know about an injury just changing everything or who maybe steps up better. I mean, things are looking a little topsy-turvy. But I'm Bruce with Marcus and Daryl. And once again, Daryl, last week, Houston played really well, and you said, I'm not impressed. Well, they played good again yesterday. What did they do? Win 45 to, what did they get? Like 44 to 10 against the Ravens. So let me just go to you once again about your Houston team. What do you think about them?
Well, we're getting there. We're getting there. Look, I want to see this offense play that well, consistent, week in and week out, okay? And I need to see them play couple more quality defenses before I start going.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm always going to rave about this defense. You know, that defense is amazing. Now, I looked it up on Google. I wanted to know, what is Google saying about the Houston Texans defense? Because you already know what I think, right? So Google said the total defense is 5th in the NFL, allowing 315 yards per game and averaging only 5 points per game. They are giving up 5 points per game. Now,
that's phenomenal.
That's absolutely great. But for me, I still say that's the number one defense in the league. I don't care what they say. Okay. Now, they say the passing defense is number 6 in the league. They say the run defense is number 12. And I get it. They're not getting a higher ranking because of the run defense. But still, dude, this is the best defense in the league. At the end of the season, we will look back and say, this was the best defense in the entire league. That's what I got to say about them Houston Texans.
Well, if they get the best defense, do you think they're going to make the playoffs at this point?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they'll make the playoffs. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, you know, when you're talking about, the weaker teams, the Cowboys, boy, Dak looked good again, didn't he? He did look at MVP quality. That team's looking good. The defense looked really good. Now, back to your point about playing quality teams, they were just playing the Jets. So I don't know if that helped them or not. But they did look really good. What you got, Marcus?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's kind of one of those things, right? I mean, we've seen the little memes circulating online for the last several years, and it's like the cycle. It's like, new season starts, and then they win a few, beat up on a couple of good teams, and everybody starts chanting, "We them boys," and we start getting into the good teams, and we have questionable losses, games that we didn't necessarily lose. We didn't win because we just didn't play the right way to win the game. So, it wasn't so much that they lost; they just didn't play to win. But listen, I'm a Dallas fan. Let me be very, very upbeat about this. First and foremost, I'm a Dallas fan. I'm happy that they got the win. It'd be great if they could have, won the week before versus the tie. Would be the NFC East would look a little bit it'd be a different story, right? But they beat the Jets, and it is the Jets. So, and this is with them missing some of their starters, particularly on the line. So I'm going to give credit where credit is due. They showed depth. The backup receivers, the back stepped up when the starters.
They stepped up.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the offensive line, it was a little bit of a question, especially losing like multiple starters. But, they did what they needed to do. So the big game right now for the Cowboys is just the injuries. Like, they have several players out. We talked about this last week, right? It gives some of the players that wouldn't be getting the same amount of playing time the opportunity to shine. Some of them are stepping up well, and that's a good thing right now. So, Dallas is behind in the East. They're not the front runner. They're still number 3 in the NFC East. Now, I opened up this season of tailgating by saying that they had no chance in hell in making the playoffs. Now, some things happen. Circumstances happen. They may have a chance to get to the wild card. Now, do I see them taking the NFC East? Probably not. But there is a pathway, at least, for them to get to the wild card spot, make it to the playoffs. But again, we've seen this with Dallas before, right? These cupcake wins, but when they go up against tough teams, pressure bursts pipe. And I'm still waiting. What I see, the leadership I've seen from Dak Prescott over the last game.
Yes.
Do that against a really formidable team. Show us that you can be that clutch quarterback that can make the other 10 players on the field believe in what you're doing, your leadership, and you can get the ball down. I don't care if it's 30 seconds left and you got the ball at your own 1 yard line and you got to get into the end zone. If he can play that kind of leadership ball, it's a different story. But again, it's just all about, what happens over the next few games. Let's see how they fare against some quality teams. And we could possibly be looking at a different story for the Dallas Cowboys this year.
Well, Dak is making a difference, and those receivers. And I just looked up; they're playing. Look like the Panthers coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think about playing the Panthers?
I mean, a mid-level team. I think it's going to be the test. That's not the litmus test. They got to go up against some teams that they struggled with in the past, right? So teams that we know are good quality teams, and there's a handful of them out there. I mean, I need to look at the rest of their upcoming games and probably pick a game that would be a great indicator. I'll look it up here in just a second.
Sure.
See, game will be a great indicator to say that, okay, Dallas is ready for that next level, right? They played level 1 of Mario Brothers. They beat the Dragon. They got level 2. Let's see if they can do that.
Well, I agree with you. I'm thinking with the Panthers, they could go either way with that team. Hard to say. It could be one of those sneak ones where they're going to lose bad, or but like you kind of were saying at the beginning of the season, I probably wouldn't have given them a chance against the Panthers. But they're looking really good, I think. Daryl, you got any thoughts about the Cowboys? I know you don't really
run
care.
Football.
What?
Now, I mean, hey, man, I'm a sports fan. I like sports, so hey, run the football, establish that running game,
well.
And what they're going to do is they're going to stretch that field with those two receivers, especially when your boy get back.
When CD gets back, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I got here
that man.
The Eagles are 4-1, Commanders are 3-2, so the Cowboys are 2-2. So I forget it. I think it was you, Daryl, made the point. You never know what is going to happen with the 8 game of the season. So they're right there. Well, 2-2-1, I guess I should say.
They could be tied with the Commanders right now if they'd have handled business last weekend. I mean, I'm glad we put a tie because that could have gone either way. But
they could have gone either way.
Yeah, they could have won that game.
And against the Giants, they could have lost that one without the strong leg of our kicker. So,
yeah.
But the Eagles are 4-1. They usually could have been 5-0. Did you see that controversial play at the very end where they did not call the pass interference? And
yeah,
they were going. It looked like pass interference to me. I'm not rooting for the Eagles, but I would say it's pass interference. Did you see that play?
Yeah, I saw it on ESPN this morning. It was one of those calls or no calls to better describe it, that obviously changed the outcome of the game. But we've seen this before. I guess I'll say what the coaches always say: don't put yourself in a situation where you win the game based on one play or one call.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Now, going back to a different discussion, that is always surprising how you cannot review interference, but I don't know.
That's
Yeah, because we'll be sitting there all day.
Every pass.
Every pass.
Well, that is the truth, isn't it? Every pass play, they're always like, "Hey, okay, you have a point." It's just like in the, I guess, basketball. Every time the star player didn't get the shot in, they're always like, "Hey, review that sucker," right? If you're right about that, what in the Broncos? Let's see what we got here too. Giants and the Saints. Saints look better, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, Daryl looks like maybe not.
They're shaking their heads. Man, go ahead, Daryl. Go ahead.
I know what you're about to say. You just say I'm just hard on these fellas, man, and I am. Bro. But the Saints, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's all a dream. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. They ain't doing nothing.
Must be you being rooting for teams like the Saints. Must be like me rooting for the Rangers. We did have that one World Series that's going to carry me on for the next 30 years. I guess the Saints had their one Super Bowl, so they got another 20 years to go. I guess I don't know, but it's hard rooting for teams like that. Of course, I've got the Cowboys. We got a generation now that has never even seen them being, do anything in the playoffs.
Two generations. What you talking about, man? We got like technically two generations, right? A generation
Yeah.
about 15, 16 years. So yeah.
All right, so I think one of you earlier said it. I forgot who it was. 49ers looking good. They're 4-1 now. They are looking good, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I mean, that's the kind of team I want to see the Cowboys play, have a victory over, and then we're having a different discussion, man. But yeah, they look good. It's a lot of teams that, bounce back. I mean, Indianapolis, they're doing some good stuff in the AFC.
They're 4-1.
Colts are 4-1. Man, I got to tell you, man, Buffalo is just dominating, man. Like that.
Yeah.
That's impressive. That's impressive. Undefeated.
Well, that quarterback is doing great too.
Yeah.
Well, the Buccaneers quarterback, talking about good quarterback, Buccaneers quarterback.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield. He's except for Dak's going to beat him to it, but he's other than Dak, he has MVP looking stats too.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great win over Seattle, no doubt about that. I'm in Seattle, so I caught some of the disappointment around me when they lost that game.
Yeah. And let's see, who else is there? We already said the Lions, and then the Patriots. Well, good cow. The Patriots beat the Bills, so they're 23-20. What do you think? Patriots look like they have any kind of shot. They're playing better than they did the last 2 years.
Man, they got a shot.
Yeah, they had too many miscues, man. I mean, in the last few weeks. I mean, of course, they poured it out yesterday, but man, all those fumbles and I mean, at the worst possible time that you can have a fumble. I mean, it just seemed like they, that's what they were doing, fumbling the ball and what's his name, Drake May throwing interceptions and that type of thing. So, but you saw what it took. Your boy Diggs. I want to call him Marshawn Diggs. That would be really cool, wouldn't it? But that's not his name. Forgive me, bro. No, Diggs, man, he got out there and he motivated the fellas. He used his leadership skills to pump everybody up on the sideline and tell them, hey, get your ish together and let's play football. And and that's why I say every team deserves a lunatic. Not just a leader, but a lunatic. Somebody who ain't scared to get in everybody's face and say, oh, get your stuff together.
You need a Dennis Rodman on every team. I know it's basketball, but you need that crazy person, that Dennis Rodman, right?
Vernon Maxwell. You did Rasheed Wallace.
Rasheed Wallace. Oh, what's the other guy from the Palace at the Malice? The crazy one.
Ben Wallace.
No, not Ben Wallace. The other one, the one who was laid out on the.
Ron Artest.
Ron Artest. Yeah,
Meta World Peace.
Their names.
Oh man, but
Well, going back to the Patriots, they're playing the Saints next week, so that might. I mean, if they're getting their act together, that may be another win for them.
Yeah.
I just think that we're like Marcus pointed out. Were we talking about football? While he said, we're living in an era where, people are moving around in the off season. Nobody's really committing to a long-term situation with any team. But now we're seeing it in football because I feel like if you just line them up and let them play on any given Sunday, there's no telling what type of result you get. Because they're not stacking. What team do we know in the NFL is stacked? We saw Brady do it in Tampa when he went to Tampa and he recruited some fellas and came in and they won that Super Bowl. We hadn't really seen it since then. Maybe the Eagles are stacked for sure.
Yeah.
But what other teams?
That's a good point. That old saying, a good coach, and I'm hoping the Cowboys got a good coach since they're turning things around too. A lot of times it seems like when the coach is in sync with the quarterback and each other, that's when the team really does well. So I'm hoping this coach for the Cowboys is in sync with Dak, and then maybe he was what helping Dak. But there's that saying with the coaches. A good coach can take his team and beat your team, or a good coach can take your team and beat his team. It goes along with your point. They all got good players. Can the coach do what's needed to mold them and use them to their strength as opposed to just trying to implement their system that doesn't work? So that's what I'm hoping with Schottenheimer Dak, they're complimenting each other and not fighting each other. We'll see. Like you said, it's still early.
Yeah.
Anyway, any other observations?
We talked about this a couple of weeks ago, maybe last week. I can't remember, man. But man, the Giants, man, they're struggling again. I'm happy with them struggling based on who they're struggling behind. But I guess my question is Russell Wilson is he ready to hang up the cleats, or does he have any more gas in the tank?
I think he's still got a little bit of gas left in this thing. I thought they yanked him too early.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think they could have stuck with him a little longer. I thought he was playing well. Maybe not same as old, but he's got the experience, the knowledge, and still got some talent. So I think they should have stuck with him. But I don't know if another team will take a shot with him. That's my thought. What do you think, Daryl?
I'm not taking a shot with Russell Wilson. I would put him back in as a starting quarterback as long as he's a Giant. I really don't believe in Dart. The quarterback, the young rookie quarterback out there. I just don't really see him being that person that can do something this season. But the truth of the matter is, does anybody see that team doing anything at all? That's the point.
Well, that's the point.
So if they're putting him in there to gain that experience and they're looking at the future, fine, let's roll with him. But if you want to win some games, go and put Russ back. Get back.
Yeah. I mean,
that's good points.
Experience. Yeah, at the end of the day, experience still matters, and it's one thing if you don't have any expectations, but I don't think the Giants want this to be a complete throwaway season, right? They want Russell to deliver, even if they don't miss the playoffs, or if they don't make the playoffs, they just within contention of making it there. Hey, Bruce, is it okay if we just cross over downshift from fifth gear to fourth gear real quick? Because I got to say, man, the Longhorns, man, that was tough to see that loss there, man. I said it before, right? They put so much pressure on that kid because of his pedigree and his name, and he's just because you got the same name on the back of your jersey don't mean you're gonna do what your uncles did, whatever. But yeah, man, that's I know it doesn't mean that their chances of getting to the playoffs are completely over, but I think it's safe to say Texas is not the team to beat anymore. They're not an elite team. I mean, they're a good team, but they're not the team. They're not in that top three anymore. And I'm not talking about just ranking. I'm just talking about the brand, just that. When teams used to know they had Texas on the schedule, they wore two pair of pants because they knew they were about to get their butt whooped. I don't think teams will view Texas as that dominant, college team anymore. I could be wrong, but that's just how I feel.
So you think, I didn't watch it, and I'm not paying any close attention, but you think that it's the whole team more than just Arch?
I don't know. I think it's a little bit of I'm not going to say it's all Arch. I think it's just a little bit of that team just does not have the synergy right now. A lot of finger pointing. And they're just not there. I don't know how to put it into words. That team just does not seem to have they're just not playing collectively as a team that has the same mission. I just don't see what I've seen in the last two seasons in the eye of those players anymore. Maybe it's just me.
Well, hey, look, man, I'm as a Manning fan, man, let's give this kid some time, bro. I mean, this may not be his season, just like we said about Dart a second ago. This just may not be his season, man. And I know you got that look on your face, Marcus. I feel like you're finna don't do that to me, man. Come on, baby. Come on, turn that frown upside down. Look here, man. That's the quarterback of the future for real, and I just hope the way that things go in college football nowadays, I hope he stay his butt there and do something in the years to come.
Yeah, totally. I'm not saying they need to scrap him. I'm just saying, that the ranking Texas number one before the season started, they put a lot of darts on the bullseye targets on that kid's back. And that's just a lot of pressure, even what the name say. Yeah, but I mean, it is what it is. But
when you got a grandfather that played and the uncles that played, it was like I don't know if I mentioned this or not. A long time ago, I was a high school teacher, and Mickey Mantle Jr. played baseball, and he was an okay high school player. But when he went to bat, everyone expected it to be Mickey Mantle. You're like, no, I'm Mickey Mantle, junior high school player. Don't put that on me. So you're right. That pressure is crazy.
Well, yeah, but I will blame him for the turn. What do you have? Two interceptions the other day. I mean, he's got some work to do. But Daryl, let me be clear. I'm not saying I want to, throw the baby out with the bathwater, whatever the term is. I still believe in Texas, man. I'm still with them. Burn orange, right? Hook 'em horns. But man, that was just tough. I mean, we haven't had a 2-loss season in a long time.
Oh yeah, let's send a shout out to the Texas A&M Aggies, man. Look here, there's a lot of speed on that field. There is a lot of speed. That's all I want to say. Defense is suffocating, and the offense, those wide receivers, as quick as a hiccup.
Well, I'm looking up now. My team, UNT, Mean Green. How are they doing? Let's see.
Yeah, are they still undefeated?
Oh, win. Oh, they're undefeated. This team is doing well. All right, let's talk about the Mean Green. I need to go up to watch a game up there. They're just like 15-minute drive away, and I don't think the tickets are that bad. I need to go up and watch my alma mater.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. What do y'all think about UT, A&M, UNT? They're all great programs. But the NFL is what we primarily are talking about. Any surprises? What do you think about the Cowboys? What do you think about Houston? Anyway, we'll talk to you next week. But like, share, and give us some comments. See y'all later. Peace. Oh, yeah. I'm going to get my claw out for the Mean Green Eagles.